Hey, Trailblazers, Layla here, daring you to rise up in life and business. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing really well. Friday, beautiful. Come to the end of the week. I have to say, this week has absolutely flown by. It really, really has. So yeah, if you guys are on live, drop a comment, say hey, thumbs up, love hearts, all of that good stuff, and feel free to share as well. That will be amazing because the content that I'm going to be sharing today I know for sure is going to help so many people out there as well. So I wanted to jump on a Q&A in my Trailblazers Inner Circle. Again, like super powerful. Hey guys, just drop a comment, let me know that you guys are here. And like I said, feel free to share and all of the good stuff. So yeah, I just thought, I was like, okay, will I go live on the personal page? Maybe I will, maybe I won't. And then I literally couldn't move and I was like, okay, I've got to do this. So what I'm going to be talking to you guys about is emotional release and surrender. Really because the last video I just done, I talked about how this moment isn't going to ever come again, right? And I'll go into some details about that, but there's something so beautiful about just living in the moment and just doing whatever feels right and true in that moment and saying whatever feels right and true in that moment because it's never going to come again. And there's something really beautiful when that moment is just filled with authenticity and authentic expression. Um, so something that's been on my mind, and I've seen quite a lot of women talking about this as well recently, is just an experience that I had during the week. Now I'm not going to go into any detail about that, but essentially, um, for the past week, actually, I've had a lot of like emotional stuff coming up for me, and I've been going deeper into my journaling, deeper into this inner workspace. And a few days ago, I had a beautiful catch up with one of my friends, and I was just able to release emotionally, just let go of this like inner burden, this emotional pain, trauma which I've been carrying. um, and I've been carrying it because I hadn't actually been releasing it as well as I could have, rather than saying as well as I should have, because everything happens in divine order, everything happens in its divine way. So to be able to just be in that space a few days ago and just to be able to release emotionally what was kind of going on for me, and to release it in the presence of somebody else who I knew could hold the space, was just so beautiful. So what I do and what I've done for a long time is I've worked through this stuff myself, through my own inner work practices, and with my own coaches and so on. But this time it was just different to be able to be held in that space with a dear friend. And there's something so amazing, isn't it, when somebody that loves you unconditionally just wants to let you be, and you feel that unconditional acceptance, and it's magic. It really is incredible when someone can hold that space. Just drop a comment below if this makes sense, if this resonates for you as well. So yeah, so it was a really beautiful experience. It was something that I needed. My heart and soul was just crying for this experience to come through me. And what it did is it just kind of, it opened up so much space. It opened up so much within me, because it makes logical sense, right? When you're holding burdens or heavy things, and lots of like pain, or things that have just been unsaid, even if it's a conversation where you wanted to express how you really felt, or you wanted to give an opinion and you didn't, and you've held it in, when you're able to just let it go and release it, it just feels so much lighter, it feels so much better. And it's that kind of experience, it's that effect of, oh my gosh, this is where I'm at, this is how I feel. So I just wanted to kind of cover a few points just to like encourage anybody as well who's going through this at the moment, because this is going to keep coming up, especially in particular with a lot of the changes, the energetic changes that are happening on the planet at the moment. When it comes to our emotions and our feelings, we don't ever have to shame them, right? We're not robots. We're human beings who are here to express and to embrace all aspects of being human. And emotions and feelings are a huge part of that. And like, I don't get it when people say, dismiss your feelings, just put them to one side. And I'm like, no, they're your navigator. They're messengers. They're essentially, your emotions and your feelings are messengers telling you and guiding you and showing you where you're at and where there's either stuck energy or open energy or whatever it might be. But you get to honor the space of your emotions and your feelings. And I highly encourage that you create a space to be able to do that. I'll talk a bit more about how you can do that nearer the end. But it's always okay. It's always okay to feel your emotions, to express them in a way that feels safe, and to acknowledge that we're emotional beings, right? And we have these experiences. Now, for me personally, my emotional wave can be very much like that. It's just an energetic thing. And it is amazing because I can go from like super, super high to super, super deep. And I'm adept at kind of navigating these emotional waves. But there is a real beauty in this because what an emotional wave can do for you is when you don't push it away, you can actually release an emotional wave within 90 seconds. And sometimes it can take longer, but what a lot of people tend to do, because we've not been trained in this, is they tend to push their emotions or their feelings away. And so there's a lot of like unconscious spiritual bypassing of just saying, okay, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm just going to put that to one side. I'll leave it to tomorrow. I'll leave it to tomorrow. That's not for me. I'm all positive. I'm all love and light, blah, 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 blah. And the truth of it is that we're, like I said, we're all humans. We all have emotions and feelings, and we actually get to sit with them. We get to be with our our humanness. We get to be with our truth, even if it is uncomfortable or there's some kind of discomfort around it. We get to ride that wave with love and with compassion, and it can take 90 seconds to shift through these emotions. It doesn't have to take forever. But here's the thing: if and when you're spiritual bypassing, when you're bypassing the emotions and just putting them to one side and saying, hey, I'll just leave that until tomorrow, I'll just leave that until tomorrow, tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow becomes another tomorrow and another tomorrow. And so you end up just kind of like with this backlog of emotions and stories and feelings and trauma that has been waiting to be dealt with and has not been dealt with. And then the universe is like, hey, by the way, you need to deal with this shit. So sit down. Or as I say, sit your ass down and just get on and deal with what needs to be dealt with. And there's real courage and bravery and personal power that comes from that. To be able to say, you know what, I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to take care of whatever is going on for me in my heart and soul, within my inner world, and I'm just going to love myself through this process. I'm going to have compassion for myself through this process, and I'm not going to judge myself as being wrong. I'm not going to shame myself. I'm not going to make myself feel guilty. I'm just going to be here in this space with love and compassion and kindness, and we're going to get through it through the other side. I suppose one of the reasons why a lot of people tend to spiritual bypass their emotions, whether that's consciously or unconsciously, is because it takes courage. You know, to go into that space where fear is just kind of hanging out and lurking about and just saying, oh, you don't want to go there, or you don't want to go there because of, you know, what if people say this, or what if you're criticized, or what if you're judged, or what if you're not good enough, and you see that, and it's like, well, no, it takes courage, it takes bravery to go into that space. And the ripple effect for you is you leave that space, that experience of going within, with deeper courage, with deeper bravery. You get to see what you were really made of, and you get to see that it's all okay, like you're always okay. That experience was just an experience that just wanted acknowledgement and presence, right? And presence is that kind of masculine energy, and that's so beautiful. And you can go into that feminine space of exploring that inner world, that the feelings and the emotions, knowing you're held in safety. And I suppose from that as well is this really beautiful um, experience of just authentic expression. You know, that's true authenticity. It's not about being all love and light and saying, oh yeah, well, everything's all good, because that's not how life works. It's not what life is. But when you can actually go into these spaces and just experience whatever is coming through for you, that's authentic expression. When you come out of that, it's like, okay, you have the words and the wisdom and the experience and the expertise to then articulate it for yourself. It doesn't need to be understood by anybody else unless that's what you want to do. But this authentic expression that comes through is so beautiful, and it can only come through truly beautifully in that moment. right? So one of the videos that I just did recently was talking about, um, you know, each moment has its purpose. And when you can get into the mastery of this and really be truly present with yourself, you'll discover what each moment is for. And each moment has um, the treasure within it. But you'll only know what that moment is for when you really listen to yourself within and you honor whatever it is that's coming up and coming through. So, I mean, this is something that I can absolutely talk about for hours and hours. This is a part of my deeper work. This is part of my coaching with my clients as well. Inner child consciousness. You know, really diving into the spaces that have become unconscious. So I can talk about it for ages, but I'm gonna kind of maybe just make one or two more points and give you some strategies as well. But essentially, what you're doing with this deeper work is you're dropping into your body and you're reconnecting with your heart and soul. You're just reconnecting with your body and kind of healing any disconnect and doing this with vulnerability and just saying, you know, you're here for yourself, you're here for yourself. And it's really just so beautiful just to be able to put your hand on your heart and your other hand on your belly and just feel the love that can come through for you. You know, literally just for 10 seconds, if you just to do that now and just close your eyes and just take a deep breath in and really just feel your heartbeat. And take another deep breath in and feel your beat. And know that you are always okay. Know that you are always supported. Know that you are always loved. Know that you are always guided. Know that you are never alone. And knowing that you are far stronger than you realize. And all it takes is some presence. All it takes is acknowledgement. All it takes is a surrender and a deep love for yourself. And that deep love and that surrender is handing it over to God, handing it over to the divine, just handing it over, because there are so many things that we can't control. But you can always, always control how you feel within yourself and what you think about yourself and how you take care of yourself. You can always control that. And when you can just surrender and hand it over to God and just be, it really is so, so beautiful. It's so, so beautiful. So just to give you a couple of ideas of things that you can do if you want to in your own time to explore your inner world. I've got one of my journals in here. You can grab yourself a journal and just pour your heart and soul out. You know, just write a question at the top that you want to explore, or write the name of a topic that you want to explore, and just write from your heart. Just let it all out. I do this every single day, definitely once a day, if not twice a day. Dance, move your body. You know, this is something, again, there's something so beautiful when I was talking about, you know, dropping into your body and just that little kind of reconnection with yourself is you get to just move. You get to just move your body and move that energy around you and just let it be, you know. And dance is such a beautiful feminine practice, a practice to drop into your feminine for men and for women. And it just feels amazing. So I highly encourage you to dance, just move your body, just feel and reconnect. And use that movement as well, you know, exercise, running, going out for a walk, whatever it might be, just move that body. And if you feel that emotional release, just cry it out. It's always okay. It's always, like I always say to myself firstly, and clients as well, and you know, anybody in my world, if they ever say I'm sorry for crying, I'm like, no, 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 no. You don't ever have to shame yourself for crying. When it needs to come out, it's going to come out, and there's healing in tears. That's what they're there for. They're part of the emotional release, and there's never any shame or never any judgment for crying. Never, ever, ever, ever. So whatever comes through, let it come through, and know that you are always okay. So with that being said, thank you so much for being here. If you do have any questions or any comments, please do post them below, and I will definitely get back to you guys. Feel free to share this with friends as well and your network. You never know who needs to hear this today. Thanks for being here, and as always, remember that life is today, so follow your heart, it knows the way. Love you guys lots, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!